If you're anything like I was about 10 months ago, then you're probably thinking about moving to Australia. And if you're doing that, then you've probably been bombarded by the highlight reel on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. Sunshine every day, stunning beaches, everyone's always outside having a laugh, and everyone's really chilled. It's all sunshine and rainbows. And don't get me wrong, a lot of that is true. Australia is a stunning place. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. It's an unbelievable place to live. But there's a whole other side that no one actually prepares you for on social media. And this is stuff that I genuinely wish that I would have known before I left Warrington and flew 10,000 miles across the world. I'm not trying to put you off. I absolutely love living here. And if you're thinking of making the jump, then this might help you skip the first few shocks that I got. When I first got here, I expected this instant feeling of, yeah, this is it. But honestly, the first few months are a bit weird. You're really excited, but you get these really random moments of feeling very alone. And I imagine this is even more so if you move on your own. I moved with my fiance. At one point, you'll just be standing in the cereal aisle at Coles, and you'll suddenly just think, what am I even doing? Everyone that I know and everyone that I love, apart from my fiance, are on the other side of the world, and I'm stood here in the middle of an Australian supermarket choosing granola. And I suppose no one really warns you that even when everything is going right, and you feel like you're making the right move, you still just get these waves of bloody hell. And it passes. It doesn't come as frequently, but it's definitely real. We're 10 months in now, and I do still get them moments of, what the hell am I doing? For me, it usually happens at around 6 a.m. when I'm sat out the back on my surfboard looking down the Gold Coast. It's a beautiful morning and I'll think, bloody hell, what am I doing? We saved up, we planned ahead, and yet the cost of moving to the other side of the world completely just smacked me in the face. But it wasn't really the rent or like the groceries or any particular cost. It was just the cost of moving to the other side of the world. All the setup costs, things like professional registration for me, visas, buying all the stuff that you need to pack, paying all of the costs, the little costs of moving. And as someone that's lived with parents before moving to Australia, I never really had the experience of moving out and what it would cost, let alone moving to the other side of the world. I think the problem is it all comes within like the first 4 to 6 weeks, things like setting up a gym membership and filling an apartment with furniture. And I just remember looking at my banking app and thinking, right, that's not ideal. Like, yeah, it's part of a big move, but I did feel it. But it was totally worth it. People think that once you land in Australia, everything changes. New life, new you. But even if you're absolutely loving life, it takes a while to feel like you actually live here. You'll be doing something dead normal, like hanging out the washing or washing the dishes, and suddenly it hits you. Your mum, your dad, your family are suddenly not around the corner. It's all the small things like birthdays, family gatherings, nights out, and then moments when you're on FaceTime with your family, watching them all spend time together and you're not there. And I'll be honest, it stings a bit. So when you do move to a different country, feeling settled isn't instant. It's a slow burn, but once it clicks, it's unreal. I was just in a session with a patient and we got talking about family. One of the things that you will experience when you move to a different country is that some of the friends that you think will stay in touch won't, and the people that you think might not stay in touch will, and some friends will drop off, and that's okay. I suppose what I'm saying is just expect to lose some friends that maybe meant a lot to you, but on the flip side, you will gain new friends that also mean a lot to you. I'm not moaning about it because I knew it was going to happen. I just find it interesting who still stays in touch and who doesn't. People that you do stay in touch with, specifically for me, my immediate family, my mum, my dad, my brother, I actually feel closer to them than I ever have done. And that's because we talk every day. Back home in the UK, when I saw them every day, we didn't talk, we didn't connect, whereas now we do. We connect on an emotional level, and although there is distance in person, emotionally it doesn't feel like that. When I tell people about the weather here, they think it's 28 degrees and sunny and perfect every day. Try 90% humidity at 6 a.m, storms that make it look like the world's going to end, and mould growing out of nowhere like it pays rent. I love the weather here, don't get me wrong, and most of the time it's lovely and warm. But the weather here has a personality of its own. It's absolutely stunning, but it's also chaotic. The The lifestyle can distract you from your goals. Coffee shops everywhere, beaches 5 minutes away, surfing pretty much every day before work, and sunset walks after work. It's insane. But it's so good sometimes that it can almost be too chill. This is something that's hit me really hard. Weeks and even months go by and you realise that you're living like you're on a permanent holiday, and finding structure takes effort, a lot more effort than the UK. It's an amazing problem to have, I do realise that. But it's one nonetheless, and actually probably a reason that I've backed off a little bit with the YouTube stuff. Finding motivation to build something becomes a lot harder when you're very content with your salary, you're very content with your job, and you're very happy with the lifestyle. What's to change? Really, the only thing keeping me going with YouTube is the fact that I enjoy it. I didn't realise how much a suburb can shape your life here. Back in Warrington, it's all just one big area. You drive 10 minutes and you're just in the next bit. But here, the suburbs can feel like completely different worlds from one to another. So if you choose the right one, everything kind of clicks, your friendship group, your hobbies, what you've got access to. If you choose the wrong one, you might feel isolated, you might get bored, or you might just be stuck in traffic every morning. If you're not from Australia, it matters way more than you think. And I spoke more about this in my last video. Moving to a different country won't fix who you are as a person. If you've got issues, whether that's emotionally or in your relationships, within you, or even your health, you bring the same brain with you to a different country. So moving across the other side of the world, yes, it might give you some clarity. It might give you some space to think about what you want to do. If you aren't already stable in yourself, then it probably won't fix you. The next thing that I think I got partly wrong was the fact that I thought I would be saving a lot of money here. And don't get me wrong, I am saving more than I was back home, and that's mainly because I'm getting paid more. But this lifestyle can get expensive, especially if you want to go out every weekend. So I suppose what I'm saying is don't expect this life to be cheap, because social media often can paint it in this picture that living in Australia is a super cheap thing to do. And it's not that expensive, but it's not actually that much cheaper than the UK. When you move across the other side of the world, you're left with nothing but yourself, whether that's Australia or whether that's somewhere else. It forces you to be with yourself. No comfort blankets, no routines. It forces you to grow up fast, and it forces you to be independent, and it enables you to build a life that you are proud of. So no, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and it's not easy, but it will change you in ways that you just could never anticipate. So if you are thinking of moving to Australia, then I hope that put your mind at ease, or at least answers some of the questions that you might have. If you are moving or you already live here, then drop some comments and questions below to help other people out, or I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you're here for the honest thoughts of what life is actually like in Australia, then subscribe. I would love to have you along for the journey. But for now, that's everything. My name's Dan, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.